What if everything you've ever believed about being a good person isn't enough? What if helping others, giving to the poor, and trying to live morally still doesn't guarantee heaven? It sounds unsettling, maybe even unfair. But it's one of the most important questions you can ask. Can good deeds actually save you? Welcome to Sacred Questions, where we explore the deepest, most challenging questions about faith, God, and what it really means to believe. Today's question touches something very personal. Most people, religious or not, feel that if they live a good life, that should count for something. Be kind, do the right thing, avoid hurting others. Surely that's enough, right? But when we look closely at Christianity, the answer becomes far more complex and far more surprising. Let's start with what feels natural. Across cultures and religions, there's a shared idea. Good actions should lead to good outcomes. It's almost like a moral equation. Do good, receive good. This belief makes sense. If God is just, wouldn't he reward good behavior? And honestly, if someone spends their life helping others, sacrificing for their family, and trying to do what's right, it feels deeply wrong to say that doesn't count. But here's the tension. What defines good enough? Is it 51% good, 49% bad? Is there a moral tipping point? And who sets that standard? When we turn to the Bible, the message becomes clearer, but also more challenging. Scripture doesn't dismiss good deeds. In fact, it encourages them strongly, but it makes a bold claim: good deeds alone cannot save you. In the book of Ephesians, we read, "By grace you have been saved through faith, not by works, so that no one can boast." That's a radical statement. It suggests that salvation is not something you can earn. Why? Because the Bible presents a very high standard of goodness, perfect goodness, not just outward actions, but thoughts, motives, intentions. And when measured against perfection, everyone falls short. That's why another passage says, "All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." So the issue isn't that good deeds don't matter. It's that they aren't enough to bridge the gap between human imperfection and divine perfection. Here's where Christianity introduces a different framework. Instead of seeing salvation as something you achieve, it presents it as something you receive. Not a reward, but a gift. The central idea is this: you cannot earn your way to God, but God has made a way to you. Through Jesus. In Christian theology, Jesus lives the perfect life humans cannot live and offers that righteousness as a gift. So instead of standing before God and saying, "Look at all the good I've done," the message becomes, "I trust in what Christ has done." That shift from achievement to grace is at the heart of the Christian message, but it raises an uncomfortable question. If good deeds don't save you, then what's the point of doing good at all? And more importantly, is it fair that someone who lives a moral life could be in the same position as someone who hasn't? This is where many people struggle, because it feels like good behavior should count for something, and to be clear, the Bible does say it does matter. Good deeds are not meaningless. They are evidence of transformation. They reflect love, compassion, and obedience. But they are not the currency of salvation. Think of it this way. Good deeds are the fruit of a changed life, not the root of it. They don't earn salvation, they flow from it. Maybe the real issue isn't just about behavior, maybe it's about something deeper. Because if we're honest, goodness isn't just about what we do, it's about who we are. And even our best actions can be mixed with selfish motives. We help, but sometimes for recognition. We give, but sometimes for approval. We do good, but not always for purely good reasons. So the question becomes, if salvation depends on being truly perfectly good, who could ever qualify? This is why Christianity doesn't just call for better behavior, it calls for transformation, not just outward improvement, but inward renewal. So, can good deeds save you? According to Christianity, no, but that's not the end of the story. Because the message isn't try harder, it's you are invited into grace. And strangely, that doesn't make good deeds less important, it makes them more meaningful. Because now they're not done out of fear or obligation, but out of gratitude, not to earn love, but because you've received it. This is a difficult idea. For some, it feels freeing. For others, it raises even more questions. So I want to hear from you. Do you believe good deeds should be enough, or does the idea of grace make more sense? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring questions like this, honestly, thoughtfully, and without easy answers, subscribe to Sacred Questions. Because sometimes the most important truths are the ones that challenge us the most.